Okay, so we talked about this last week, but we are having a test tomorrow on polygons and quadrilaterals. Okay, so if we're testing tomorrow, that means today we're going to work on the review, right? As usual, the review answers and the video are posted on the Google Classroom, and then I posted the answers on the wall here too. There was one mistake that I'm trying to fix and re-upload, but you'll see it if you look on the wall, the very last two sections of the last question, I tried to fix it in red on there. There was a typing error for me, so lesson learned, y'all don't do what I did, okay? My 9 looked like a 4, so I typed the wrong thing, gave me the wrong answer. It happens to the best of us, okay? But it should be right on the walls here, and I'll try to post it right online, okay? But everything for now, at least, there is something posted in the Google Classroom stream that you can use tonight. But first we want to do this warm-up. Is everyone hearing me? This warm-up, look up here, everybody. This warm-up is going to be very similar to what's on your review because it's going to be very similar to what's on your test tomorrow. So you got to know how to do this type of problem. So everyone focused in right here, okay? And once more, make sure you turned in last week's warm-ups, okay? So if you got a phone in your hand or something, or headphones in your ears, I want you to focus up here, okay? Now, in a rectangle, we know from our properties of quadrilaterals, if I can find it. Okay, y'all remember these notes? If you look at a rectangle, it says the diagonals are congruent, right? Now, that means that they intersect at this central point and it's bisected, which means this is congruent to this. You'll see those tick marks? Now, do you remember what you call when two sides are the same in a triangle? Two, like your eyes, you call it isosceles. I know y'all learned this. Y'all remember that, isosceles? Not one word spoken. All right, isosceles is when when a triangle has two congruent sides. So check it out. If these two sides are congruent, then the opposite angles are congruent as well, okay? It's a long way of saying, if you know that's 64, angle A is also going to be what? 64, all right. So that one's a gimme. Does everyone understand that? When you see a rectangle, those two inner angles right there are congruent, okay? So I'm going to write this, A equals 64 degrees. Let's try to find B now. Now y'all tell me, what is this angle? How many degrees is this angle? Angle C. 90. Y'all see it in a rectangle, all the angles are 90, okay? So if angle C is 90, it's a right angle. How do I find out B? Okay. This, like the corner of a piece of paper, everyone needs to know what you call it. And how many degrees is it? How many degrees is this type of angle? Okay. Everyone needs to know this is a 90-degree angle. I don't know if you're shy or you don't know. You gotta know this, okay? This is 90 degrees. And if this is 90 and this is 64, how do I figure out B? Okay, what minus what? Okay, so to find B, if I know one angle, missing the other one, they make 90 degrees, I'm going to subtract. And those are called complementary angles. I know it's been a while since we used that word, complementary, okay? So I'm going to do 90 minus 64, and I get 26. So that means angle B is going to be 26 degrees. Okay, now before we can find angle C, once again, we know rectangle with these congruent diagonals that all these diagonals have been bisected. So that means that this side is congruent to this side. Just like this triangle over here, we know down here, same thing. If the opposite angle is 26, the other one over here is going to be what? Okay, y'all see that? Those base angles are congruent because it's an isosceles triangle. Isosceles, two congruent sides gives you two congruent angles. Now, here's something else you have to know. How many degrees are in a triangle? Okay, does everyone know? 180 degrees. Okay, you got to know inside of a triangle is 180. Now I'm going to write this out algebraically, but in a triangle, here we have 26 plus 26 plus the missing angle, C, equals 180 for a triangle. So let's solve that. Add up our 26 plus 26, we get 52. And solve for C, we get rid of that positive 52 by doing the opposite. We're going to subtract 52 from both sides. And we get 128. Okay. I'm telling you, you're going to have to do this on your review because you're going to have to do this on your test. I hope you are paying attention. Okay. So, last step. If I know C is 128, will give you angle D. Okay, so 180 minus 128 is 52 for angle D. Because they make a straight line, which is 180 degrees. Okay, so angle D is 52 degrees. Now, you want to finish this review. You want to have checked your answers. I highly suggest you try it on your own first before you check answers. Some of y'all just copy down answers. That literally doesn't help you. Okay? If you don't think about it, it's not going to help you tomorrow on your test. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this review.